Well, hello and welcome to Phillip District Oval for round 16 of the Griffith Legal John I. Dent Cup 2019 season. Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports. The Canberra Royals hosting the Gungahlin Eagles in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Joining me in commentary today from Brumbies Rugby, Ryan Murphy. Ryan, great to have you on board. Looking forward to today. Looking forward to working up our combination ahead of the finals, mate, which isn't too far away.
Absolutely. Having a game of this magnitude so late in the piece, and given both sides are obviously guaranteed a top four spot, so much intrigue here today, especially around those top two positions and who's going to finish minor premiers. Yeah. I mean, the winner today, given, well, if Gungahlin can get up today, obviously it's theirs, but if Royals do get the win here today, they'll have an opportunity to claim that top spot next week against Vikings. So much to play for, given the fact that they're already guaranteed a top four spot.
This Griffith Legal John I. Dent Cup table is just fascinating, mate. Gungahlin on top on 55 points from 10 wins and a draw. Royals only 3 points behind them from 11 wins. Tuggeranong sitting back with 8 wins but 13 bonus points on 49. So the top three teams separated by only 6 points. It's going to be an intriguing finish to the game, to the season, with Royals and Tuggeranong to face off next weekend.
Absolutely, and it's funny to look at that, the breakdown of the points there, and it tells you a lot about what these teams have been in the season. Gungahlin, top spot, less wins than Royals, but all those bonus points from their dominant displays over the year. Royals second with more wins, but more scrappy wins, less dominant. So it's kind of, I suppose, you're looking at a team in Gungahlin that are streaking, that when they're good, they're almost unplayable. But you've got a team in Royals that can beat you anytime, any day, just on experience and know-how and continuity as a club almost. So yeah, two sides with different ways to beat you, but can beat you all the same. Continuity
is a really interesting thing. I sat down to put my notes together for the teams last night. I haven't done Royals for since about round 7 as Ben Johnson leads the Blue and Whites onto Phillip District Oval here. I didn't have to change the Royals backline at all. Andy Muirhead is in there at fullback. Likewise for Gungahlin, didn't have to change their first 10, so their forward pack is intact. Joel Atkins and Isaac Walker at 9 and 10. A couple of very, very handy players in the halves.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen normally in this competition, Brett. You know, especially late in the year, it often comes down to which side can taper over the cracks enough to just get through the season. But other than, of course, the massive loss for Royals of Luke Kimber, we'll, of course, probably talk about during the broadcast here today. Other than that, both teams at reasonably full strength. So a finals, you know,
you're
right. Little teaser here. There's the feeling of it.
There's a finals intensity to this, no doubt. Number 2 there for Royals, you might have him in shot, is Connell McInerney. 15 Brumbies back playing club rugby across the ACT today. Connell McInerney, Andy Muirhead at fullback for Royals. Of course, for Gungahlin, Mac Hansen at fullback. And the very unmistakable hairstyle over on the very far wing there in the number 14 jersey. Very proud to get his third Gungahlin cap today is Henry Spade, as James Morris gets us underway in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. It's taken well there by Royals. Brian McInerney brought down just short of the 10-metre line. The Royals will be working their way into this game straight away with McMahon at 10, the veteran fly half. He steered this team around so well this year. Johnson's kick's been charged down, and Gungahlin have this all of a sudden in good attacking position. Great little carry there from Tamati Ioane, who's been so important for the Eagles this year. Another Team of the Week appearance last week. His third of the year, having a great Griffith Legal John I. Dent Cup season. He's the Eagles' number 8. Ball has spilt loose here. Royals have it, and I think we're going to come back for the original knock-on, Ryan, and already, even just from the kick-off, we know that there's going to be a bit in this today.
Absolutely. Nervy start there from Ben Johnson, just trying to work the left-hand edge there. Gave himself not enough time, I don't think, to find the space with that left hand.
Rush a kick off his
left foot absolutely. Too. I think, again, just frantic from both sides a little bit there early, but it's interesting you mentioned there, Henry Spade. So it's an amazing thing for this competition to have a guy of that standard. Just, I mean, 2 injuries and he could have been playing in Johannesburg tonight, and the fact that he's here, Phillip Oval, wearing that red and black that I know it's well documented means so much to him, and given the fact that, of course, he'll be plying his trade down in Queensland, the chance to once again wear Gungahlin colours wouldn't have been lost on him, and I think he'll absolutely relish this today.
He definitely will. He's absolutely looking forward to this, and you're spot on about he's not too far off a Wallabies jersey potentially. We should mention Rob Valentini running around for West today down at Viking Park against Tuggeranong. He's one of those 15 Brumbies. He was in Johannesburg only 3 days ago, but he's absolutely looking forward to ripping in down at Viking Park there. And so great to have so many Brumbies and Wallaby squad guys back in club footy here in the ACT. Big scrum here for the Eagles. They've got this going forward. Ray Dobson and Alex Small, Team of the Week selections last week as well. Rolando's done well to disrupt this ball from Joel Atkins. Didn't get a clean shot on it. They've got to work their way into this now, the Eagles. Ball is there at the back, working their way forward on the pick and drive. It's been effective in the end. Atkins has got quick ball now. Isaac Walker goes to the right. He finds Mac Hansen with Henry Spate outside him. Hansen gets a little offload away to Spate. They're inside the Royals 22 now. That 5 in from touch. This is Levi Shaw, the young lock, who's had a great season as well for the Eagles. Atkins comes wide, finds Tamati Ioane. We're going to see a lot of him in that channel today, the big number 8. This is a great tackle there on the Eagles forwards, and Royals win a penalty in the end. Love to see who it was who got that tackle, and it might have been Connor Smith, the young number 7, in an open side flank for Luke Kimber. Ryan, that's a really important penalty on your own line.
Absolutely, as Royals go quick here.
They do go quick, and they come wide through Andy Muirhead. He's got some space on his outside, gets the ball away to Lincoln Smith. Not the best pass in Andy Muirhead's career, and the Eagles are back on attack now. Mac Hansen comes back to this short side, brought down nicely in the end there by Jamie Bodman. Might have lost the ball forward, has he? We're going to come back to that original knock on off Royals in attack. Plenty of speed already is the first thing I'm noticing here, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. There's threats everywhere. Half breaks will become tries in this game. You can already feel it. If that pass maybe goes inside rather than outside from Muirhead, acres of space to play, but not sure about the option this early, given the fact that you've already seen that bully ball style from Gungahlin so effective when it's going the right way. They just play one up and they go direct, and it's very difficult to stop. So when they've got their opportunities, Royals, to stem the flow here, it almost seems, Brett, we've seen twice their leader out there, Ben Johnson, has looked to play early. It might just be that they want to run this Gungahlin pack around, and
will be.
Fair enough, but you've got to make sure that you play correctly as well, because if you give the Eagles side possession in your half,
they'll make you pay.
They'll make you pay.
No, you're spot on. Atkins feeds this, gets quick ball out to Walker, gets a great ball to Matt Hawke back on his inside. The Eagles, number 13, running it hard as he always does. It's another penalty to Royals, though. Connor Smith, the young number 7, is having an impact on this game already.
How about that? 2 penalties already coming in, as you said, for Luke Kimber. He's a guy that, a growing reputation around local scene here, is probably going to be involved in the Brumbies under-19 setup coming up soon. So a player of real quality to bring in, given you're losing someone so inspirational and as a leader as Luke Kimber, to bring a guy who can just come in and do his job is so important. And 2 early involvements there.
That's it.
Really, really important involvements.
I wondered how Royals would get on without Luke Kimber today, but it turns out it'll be all right. I've just seen Luke Kimber. I had to have that shot there. Conall McInerney with this line out throw inside the Eagles half.
Just wonder, do they rely too much on Luke Kimber and they'll just go a little bit better without him today?
They might just do that. Good carry there in midfield from Max Singh. Big raps on to him too. Number 6, Pedro Orlando, an 8th Team of the Week selection in 15 rounds of the Griffin League or John Dent Cup season. He is just so instrumental to everything they do, Royals. They're number 9. And he's there again. They're working their way into attacking position here, Royals. Orlando has to work for it. He finds Sione Mal with a big, strong carry. There's a good ball there from von Blankensee, who found Max Singh on his outside. They come wide here through Bodman. Inside ball there, just short of the 22 in the end. Rolando is there, though. This is von Blankensee. He goes at the back to McMahon. He's got Muirhead in his outside. He's got Rory Scott in his outside, but he goes himself, brought down just short of the 22 is Andy Muirhead. Sione Mal with Samuel von Blankensee in behind him as well. Quick ball here for Rolando. The Royals are starting to rack up these possessions. Muirhead finds a good little ball there to Max Singh again. Brought down on the 22. Getting up near 10 or a dozen phases here, Royals. They're just doing it patiently. Come wide here through Mao again in the centre channels. Rolando is just guiding this team around the park nicely here. Great little ball to Jamie Bodman. He's got support. He's outside with Jason Swain. He gets it offload away, but it's Mac Hansen for the Eagles who has it. Good build up there for Royals. Just that last pass going to the wrong set of hands in the end. The Eagles have this. Is under a bit of pressure there. He's Duffy it might be. And there's a little knock on there in the end, Ryan.
Yeah, just one too many from Royals in the end. But you're saying it once or twice there, Brett, the influence of Rolando, just delaying the pass as he picked and popped. It was a really good line from Jason Swain there right at the end, but said too many offloads. And the story of the opening exchanges here, overplaying with momentum, and
yeah, might have just pushed that last pass on Jason Swain. He was only a metre or two out. I'm sure he'd like to have that one all over again, but
two sides here that really patient build up in their 22, but forcing things in the wrong areas, and maybe just need to calm things down a bit. The whole energy just needs a calming from both sides, you feel. Especially you saw there Luke Duffy trying to escape out of his own channel. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Just put that ball into the stands and calm things down.
Not with three defenders straight in front of you. So it's a big Royals scrum, and they're going to win the scrum penalty here now. To the applause of the home crowd here at Phillip Oval. The one thing I have noticed here today, Ryan, is that the Michael O'Connor stand here at Phillip Oval is as full as I've seen it this year. No doubt we're getting closer to finals time. You know, the lure of Muirhead and McInerney, and no doubt Henry Spate for Gungahlin as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great turnout.
People here. Absolutely. Now, this touch finder from Ben Johnson has gone dead in goal. So the Eagles are going to have a scrum option.
You don't see that very often from someone of Ben Johnson's quality. And
as soon as he kicked it, he's just ran straight back to his mark. He knew he got that wrong. So the Eagles are taking the 22 restart.
Yeah, good captaincy there from Alex Small. Not taking the ego option to go for the scrum.
Walker goes deep, and he goes really deep. He's got one of the biggest kicks in ACT rugby, Isaac Walker. Muirhead has this. Haven't seen much of his kicking game this year, and that's not a bad return. But Walker has this with plenty of space and time inside his 22. He gets a monster clearance over there on the far side of Phillip Oval. Then he's just peeled off 40 metres without too much trouble at all and with no pressure at all, Ryan.
He didn't even hit it right, I don't think.
I think you might be right.
He's one of the most ridiculous boots I've ever seen, professional or amateur.
Yeah.
Any level of any code, I've never seen someone kick a ball like him, and it's
the timing and the sound of his boot on the ball. Yeah, it's incredible.
He's been really improved in the last 8 weeks or so as he's made that 10 jersey his own. So interesting to see him grow into stature as a leader from that fly-up spot.
Cowan takes off the top for Royals. Max Singh in midfield. He's brought down just short of the 10-metre line in the end. This is Hugh Cowan. Brought down a similar sort of position. Connor Smith has been prominent early in this first half for Royals. McMahon goes wide through Jason Swain, who gets a little bit of space again. Does that so often. Unheralded, number 13, Jason Swain, but he always seems to beat the first tackle. Rolando goes short side again. Swain's there as a decoy runner. McMahon doesn't want him. Goes inside to Muirhead, who's tackled there by Joel Atkins. Brought down just inside the Gungahlin half. Sione Mao, who keeps going with that forward direction. Gungahlin's done well to hold him up, but he gets to ground in the end, Sione Mao. The Eagles trying to counter-ruck here. Rolando's done exceptionally well to get that ball out. Inside ball here to Jason Swain. He's got no one with him but Gungahlin defenders. Runs back to his support. Ball's ripped out by Henry Spate. Royals still have this short of the 22. Rolando goes short side again to McMahon. Short ball to Muirhead. He gets an offload away to Ben Johnson. The Royals captain. He's been brought down about 8 short now. Deep on attack here now, Royals again. This is Cowan. Gets the ball away to Von Blankensee, his locking teammate. He's done well to hold on to that too. The big number 4, Rolando, goes to Sione Mao. Can get a ball away to Bodman. He can't. Ball spilled back to the Gungahlin Eagles. It's come off a Royals player. The Royals crowd here claiming that Matt Hawke might have been in an offside position when he booted that ball backwards, and I reckon, Ryan, they might actually have a bit of a point.
Yeah, only thing I would say is that possibly because of there was a knock on the Royals side, that maybe that's the first infringement. But
fair point.
again, fantastic patient build-up from Royals, right up to the 5 metre line, and then just push that past one too many. I mean, I think it's probably just a mental thing in these games, Brett, where you know it's top two sides, and you know that opening score is going to be so important. Bit of over-eagerness there, but you're just seeing they're just using really nice variation around that point of contact. Little pops, little offloads, playing to space rather into big bodies. So smart gameplay from Royals.
I tell you what I noticed here, mate, is with this little break in play, both teams are absolutely sucking the air in. There's plenty of water getting around. It's a beautiful clear day here at Phillip Oval. You can see there is not a cloud in sight in the background. It's clear skies. It's an absolutely wonderful afternoon for rugby, but this game has been played at such an intensity and such a pace that was a welcome break in play, I reckon.
No clouds, no stoppages. You can see the front row there just trying to hold their shape in midfield, let the backs and the back rows sort things out in the wider channels. But
we should mention the front row battle. Ray Dobson, Alex Small, Nick Dobson up front for Gungahlin. Ray and Alex Small in the team of the week last week. Ryan Kotluski, the Canadian international at tight head for Royals, in the team of the week as well. So Ray and Ryan, that's going to be a ding-dong battle today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Royals probably one of maybe two packs in the whole competition who can really keep up with the Eagles. We see that penalty come.
Here, yeah.
They've got the best.
He's Pinksione Mao for going down, putting a knee on the ground on the far side, James Morris.
They've got the best front row in the comp, the Eagles, and they really look to make that scrum a point of emphasis and a point of inspiration. You've seen in a couple of games. When that's motoring, they start motoring.
That's it. Royals, Walker's clearing kick for touch has found, it's gone deep into the grandstand. He's found touch about 30 out from his own line. Alex Small will step up for a line-out throw here. Both sides in really good shape. 2 weeks out from the finals, but that ball's gone too far. And all of a sudden, Royals are on attack here again. This is Swain. He's got Bodman on his outside, goes himself. Being held up by Hanson originally. Rolando goes short side again, finds Connor Smith over there. He's got Ben Johnson with him. He gives it off to his captain, who goes to ground just inside, about 10 out. Rolando has it. McMahon has this now for Royals. He's still going. There's the number 10. Rolando now looking for runners. He wants Hugh Cowan in a bit closer. Cowan carries here now with Max Singh behind him. Rolando's there again. Finds McInerney, who's brought down by Tamati Ioane. Rolando again just organising his forward carries. Goes to Jason Swain at the back. This is Muirhead. Puts a little kick ahead for Lincoln Smith. It's going to be too deep. Jamie Bodman running through there as well. I'm not too sure that Lincoln Smith knew a whole lot about that kick, Ryan.
Again, same issue for Royals.
Yeah.
Trying to force things when they just need to back themselves, because they're not being put under massive pressure at the breakdown. They're not getting met at the line with great line speed.
They'd actually caught Luke Duffy out there. They could have put it through the hands and beat him the same way. And
absolutely.
It was an easy clean-up in the end for Gungahlin.
1 to 15, they've got ball players out there as well. They can trust their skills and just play direct footy. It's, again, overplaying, and they won't want to give away too many opportunities here, Royals, because they're in a purple patch right now. They need some points. This
restart from Isaac Walker found the Royals 22. McMahon brought it downfield, got a kick down to Mac Hansen in the end. He gets a pass back inboard to Isaac Walker, who decides to go for the aerial route. Puts this ball up a long way in midfield. Rolando's done superbly well to hold that one there. Gets a grubber kick ahead. It's bouncing on. Joel Atkins has to go back and clean up here now. Mac Hansen is there. Can't get a kick away. Runs to the open side. Goes for the far touchline. That's not a bad play in the end from Hansen. Johnson's there. Ball's gone into touch, though. Smart play.
I was worried that ball from Isaac Walker wasn't going to come down, Brett.
He kicked it off. We had plenty of time to talk about other things while it came down. You're right. I went up a long way.
It was nearly about to go to the moon. What a kick.
Timely.
But again, much smarter from Royals. They're playing the corners. And they get the reward. And now, again, if they can just hold their patience here, they look so dangerous.
Cowan again, but it's been disrupted there by Tristan Stanley for the Eagles. Line out working well. for Gungahlin today. They go short side through Henry Spate, and he's lost it. I don't think I've ever had to call Henry Spate losing a ball in contact before. That's a first for me.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of involvement.
We'll put it down to nerves. First touch in the Eagles jersey for the year.
Yeah, perhaps. Just I think would have something to do with not having trained and played with a lot of these players as well. I think he'd expect him to not have a lot of involvement early in this game. I think honestly, Brett, he's gonna work his way in, but you can bet there'll be a moment in this game where he springs.
Looking forward to it. I am absolutely looking forward to that. Fair to say, Henry wouldn't have played a game for 3 weeks now. So
no, exactly.
Wouldn't have played since to come back from Argentina.
100%. And he was down in Sydney this week, obviously training. So there'll be a little bit of fatigue there too. I mean,
he's had a big couple of weeks with nothing really to show for it except for a training shirt, isn't it? It's a big Eagles scrum. Again, Royals have this. This is Johnson. Finds a bit of space. Gets it off away to Bodman. He's lost it in contact. And Tamati Ioane picks up and Eagles are straight away on attack. This is Hanson. He's got Luke Duffy with him as well. Hanson shows them the sidelines. He's bundled into touch here. Great defence from the Royals in front of the home crowd.
Lovely footwork from Hanson.
Matt Hawke and Craig McMahon just exchanging a few pleasantries there. They've done that before. They've come together a few times.
I would imagine they've danced together once or twice in their long careers, no doubt.
Craig McMahon mentioned a few weeks ago he's on his third unsuccessful attempt at retirement. Craig McMahon, he's been so good for them though this year. He just does a great distribution job. And he's enjoying his rugby. And why wouldn't he when Royals are playing like this? They're deep on attack. Again, Rolando finds McMahon, who finds Matt Singh, who's been really good in the ball carrying. The young blindside flanker. These two flankers for Royals today. Pressing already. That's a good little inside ball to Hugh Cowan. Makes another 5 or so metres. They're about 15 short here now. Rolando goes to the open side. There's a boot in there. And you can hear the reaction of the Royals faithful here in the grandstand.
Yeah, I think I don't think they thought that was the correct call, Brett.
No. It's a good shout, mate. It's a really good shout.
It was funny. Just Rory Scott was just starting to etch forward, and there was a little half gap in front of him. We haven't said his name probably enough from a Royals perspective so far. Another one of these little opportunities that's just mounting up against Royals where they're doing all the hard work and letting little things defeat them here early. And if you're Gungahlin now, you're thinking, we have been absolutely battered here.
I was just going to say that.
For a long time, but we're still, no score. So
I reckon we've had 20 minutes of play. It's still 0-0 here at Phillip Oval in the Hahn Superdry match of the round between Royals and the Gungahlin Eagles. It's been a cracking contest so far. And look at this Royal scrum. Wins the scrum penalty in front of the post. And I wonder now, Ryan, I've already seen Pedro Orlando pointing at the post. So that answers my question straight away.
Oh, yeah. Put your house on that. Royals will take the free 3 points when they're given to them.
A little bit of push and shove going on here. Ray Dobson's not having a great time in the middle of all that. He's got a grin on his face though, Ray, I can see.
Oh, he'd relish that, Ray Dobson. I think the game of rugby is a terrible distraction to his Saturday. I think if he all he had to do was scrummage in there, I think he'd be happy enough. You see, I think the issue there for Gungahlin was that Nick Dobson, Ray's brother, was right at the bottom of that collapsed scrum. Seems to be getting a bit of treatment here. Yeah,
James Morris blew time off straight away as well. So there was immediate concern for Nick at the bottom of that scrum.
Often you can tell when you watch it that and if players around go hold on, stop play. That's something they might have heard a little scream in there.
The front rowers union alive and well, looking after the brethren there.
Absolutely. Well, Sione Mail, such a big body to deal with for Nick Dobson on that tight head side. If he gets his shape right, Sione Mail, not a heap. It's pure physics at that point. But Ryan Kaczewski on this tight head side for Royals, such an asset to have, an international level front row in your ranks there. But
he's still gearing up for a berth in the Canadian Rugby World Cup squad.
I was keeping an eye last night. I don't think he was named in the initial one.
Right,
but.
Which is good
as
news
you know,
for Royals,
great news for Royals, but still a long time till Japan. So
Absolutely.
That'd be an awesome story, wouldn't it? To have a
great.
guy like that go and play in the World Cup.
Straight out of Canberra first grade, it'd be fantastic. So Pedro Rolando will line up for the first shot at points here today at Phillip Oval. Hits it well, flags are up. It is the first points of the day to Royals. And they jump out to a 3-0 lead. And again, you said it before, Ryan, that Gungahlin won't mind this at all. They've defended their backsides off for 20 minutes and they're only down by 3. I do need to thank, before we get a restart, mate, our competition partners, Griffin Legal are the John Dent Cup naming rights sponsors and have been for some time. They do a wonderful job supporting the game here in the ACT. Hahn Superdry bring you the match of the round today and every week, and will do throughout the finals as well. And we thank Rourke Projects, True Fit and Hill, PTP, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, Poplars. And you're watching the Hahn Superdry match of the round on Brumbies Rugby's live streaming partner, Bar TV Sports. Brett McKay and Ryan Murphy here at Phillip Oval with you. Great to be with you in commentary. This has been a brilliant game so far between Royals and Gungahlin, as Henry Spate is taken 5 metres backwards. He's not had a great time in his first game in Gungahlin colours for 2019. But he will get into this, as does Henry Tamati Ioane, the big number 8. Gets quick ball back here now for Joel Atkins. Comes wide through Tane Atkins. He's lost the ball forward. And Rolando's brought down by Matt Hawke. After the kick, Craig McMahon just remonstrating there. I'm going to come back for the line out there. This game is just brewing nicely here, Ryan.
I think Craig McMahon just, his eyes lit up there. He saw Matt Hawke
on the ground,
slightly vulnerable. Yes. Didn't try to hurt him, just let him know he was still there.
G'day, Hawkey, I'm still here, mate.
It's funny, that 3 points, it kind of, I think for both sides, it's a nice little breather, and it puts to end a little phase in this game. Gungahlin can say, right, we've got through that 3 points, let's go now.
And a little reliever for Royals
absolutely.
As well, giving us a chance to reset as well. But the Eagles there on attack here now. Walker goes wide. It's a good carry in the middle there, just inside the Royals half. There's a penalty now to the Eagles, not releasing the tackled player. It's against Connell McInerney. And so Isaac Walker's already making designs on the posts. I think he's going to have a shot for the line in the end. It's well and truly within his range, I know that much.
Yeah, had a word to Alex Small. You could see him there. A lot of teams, Brett. It's an interesting trend, I think, in world rugby, both amateur and professional.
Finder.
As you see, great kick from Walker, but the trend of going to the corner seems to be...
It's growing, isn't it?
Growing, and I think it's probably from statistical models, I would imagine, but Gungahlin, of course, were back their line-out, back their set piece, and they did it against Els last time, 2 weeks ago, and it certainly paid off. So a kickable penalty, but I don't mind the option given you've been under so much pressure to go and put a marker down here.
If they could pull 5 points out of this, they'd be absolutely loving this. Alex Small is going to throw into a 6-man line-out. You can see James Fanukatau out the back. They go straight down to this line-out drive. Royals held off there for a minute. I thought they might have managed to catch the Eagles, but they've got this more going forward here. Have the Eagles. Joel Atkins is there with his hands on the ball. Rory Scott comes through early, and it's too early in the end. He's penalised. And again...
Got to be alive to Mac Hansen there.
Yeah, Mac Hansen went quick down the short side. Again, Isaac Walker having a bit of a look at the post. He's going to kick for the corner again. And we'll do it all over again. Line out drive from 5 out is what the Eagles are looking for here now. We haven't seen a lot of the Eagles in attack. They're gearing up to try and make the most of this. Backline arrangement is interesting. Mac Hansen is flat in the 13 channel, if you like. Matt Hawke is just sort of coming back into the spot now. Ball's overthrown at the back there now. Royals have this through Connor Smith. And that's a good getaway now for Royals. Rolando, it's a ball back for Johnston. Can't get his kick away in the first instance. Has to rush it. It's got off the instep. It has found touch in the end. I'll say it's not his worst kick for the day, but it's a long way from his best, Ben Johnson.
He's had a couple of those moments today, out of character, little mistakes, but
credit to
Tane Atkins. Tane Atkins put him under heaps of pressure.
He got up on his outside, got up on the outside of his right boot. It just forced Ben Johnson to reassess. This line-out's better. Tristan Stanley takes it well. Ioane goes short side to Henry Spate, and he's still going, the Brumbies winger. Brought down just inside the 22 now. Joel Atkins has this, finds Ray Dobson with the carry. Joel Atkins goes quick again. This is Tane Atkins, his brother. Good quick ball now. Walker comes wide. He's got Nahi on his inside. Matt Hawke behind him as well. Atkins goes wide. Finds Alex Small in midfield. Stacking up the phases themselves now. This is Hansen.
Couple of big bodies here.
On his outside. Mac Hansen. He's in a bit of space. Mac Hansen. He'll score, Mac Hansen. Great try for the Eagles fullback. And there we have it, Ryan. Back themselves for the points, and points they have found.
Well, brilliant from Mac Hansen. We saw just in the penalty before that he's always looking for opportunities, looking for space, and he found two of the biggest bodies on the park, Sione Mao and Kaczewski there, eyes lit up, put the footwork on, and really strong in the end to finish in that right-hand corner. He's been excellent in the last couple of weeks, Mac Hansen, really growing as a player. Great try, big result for the Eagles there.
Growing in confidence. He's gone from being that really promising young player to a genuinely good rugby player now, and in the space of 12 months, realistically.
So I think physically as well, he's a different looking, and that gives you confidence, Brett. It's a great point. It often is confidence with a player like him to back himself in situations like that. Great try from Hansen. Yeah, absolutely. Showed a good turn of speed too, which is really good to see. Really promising. Mac Hansen gets the Eagles on the board. Now Isaac Walker will look to convert from out wide. He's hit this well. It's online. The flag's going to stay down though. The score remains 5-3 in front of the Gungahlin Eagles here at Phillip Oval in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. I'd hazard a guess we've got maybe 10 minutes before half time. Yeah, can't be heaps of time left, Brett. Bodman gets us underway here. Looks like he's gone under that kick a bit. Hawke has taken this well, survives the first contact. McInerney brings him down. Joel Atkins comes wide through Walker. This is Tamati Ioane again in that centre channel where he does so much of his great work. The Eagles number 8. Walker, it's a hurried kick and just puts it up in the air. Muirhead, well, unsurprisingly, that ball's got away from him because it's come down with snow on it. Muirhead has this though now. Lincoln Smith, they're on the attack here again. Oh, big hit on Lincoln Smith from JP Fanukatau. And Lincoln Smith, ball's flipping backwards and forwards here. The Eagles have this. There's a bit going on here at the moment. Still a bit of football to be played. Matt Hawke is put down heavily. Ray Dobson down in the foreground here. And we're going to come back to an original knock-on. The defensive pressure from the Eagles there was just overwhelming. Terrifying. Both sets of... there's a big parochial crowd here at Phillip Oval. There's plenty of Gungahlin support here, and I've got to say there was oohs and ahs from both sets of supporters there. And again, Ryan, I think we've just got one of these little breaks in play that I think both sets of players are going to just say thank you very much. I think we need this. I think Lincoln Smith will be happy about it after receiving that shot from JP Fanukatau. My word. Just bone cruncher. Ben Johnson just having a quick word there with James Morris. Might have been making a bit of a suggestion about that perhaps the line speed of the Eagles was maybe a little bit too quick, a little bit too efficient. You see, they're a team that really, I wouldn't say rely on momentum, but when momentum is starting to build for the Eagles, they become very, very, very like a terrifying prospect as an opposition, because they come at you in waves of just big physical hits, and they seem to find another gear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's momentum. It's when someone does something, another one piles in, and another one piles in. Yeah, find the overdrive button. They just keep going. The Eagles forwards. Big win there for Ray Dobson to continue as well. Yeah. He'll be crucial as this game goes on. Scrum will be fed here by Joel Atkins. It's 5 metres inside the Royals' half. It's going to be about 17 metres in from touch. Isaac Walker has Ali Nahi and Matt Hawke on his outside. Mac Hansen out there as well in the line. Tamati Ioane picks up, just trips over his own feet there. He's brought down by Connor Smith. Well, I say brought down, he's stopped by Connor Smith. He probably didn't get him to ground
the young number 7. Walker goes wide. It's been intercepted by Jason Swain, and that was a close run thing, but Swain has been penalised.
Gee, that's unlucky. Oh, that's unlucky.
I missed the signal there, Ryan.
I think he's got him for intentionally knocking it down. I think he just dropped it cold.
Wow.
That's really unlucky there. Jason Swain.
Jason Swain holds that. He's away.
Absolutely. He read it perfectly. If he catches it, he's gone. So penalty's really, really harsh there.
That feels unlucky.
It's kind of a movement, isn't it, as well? If something goes to deck there, it's just an automatic pen. But interesting to see Gungahlin. The temptation to get the ball out early to Henry Spade's clearly there.
Yeah, it is.
And they're just looking to get it out to him early. If they go too early, it's not in their best interest.
It's almost like they want to get him into the game. They want him to have his moment. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Alex Small throwing into a 6-man again. Fanukatau down in the offset. They've got their line-out drive going well already.
Great
the
set.
Eagles. It's gone forward 10 metres. Alex Small has it at the back now. It's been stopped.
Here he is.
Here's Henry Spate. Here's Henry Spate. Spate scores. And listen to the reaction from the Eagles supporters.
A classic. A Henry Spate classic. Off his right wing. Taking on forwards. Too strong, too quick, and a lethal finisher. Just impossible when he comes off that right wing. How many times have we seen that in Brumbies colours, in Wallaby colours?
So often, and just as soon as he gets a sniff, one of the best finishers in the game, undoubtedly Henry Spate. And that'll be a proud moment for him. We've mentioned this a few times. He absolutely loves playing for Gungahlin. He was in a Wallaby camp at the start of the week. He's fresh out of a Super Rugby.
He played in a bye week last year.
He did. He played in a bye week last year.
He loves it. Absolutely loves it, Henry Spate.
Loves representing his club rugby. And as you mentioned, the pre-game, Ryan, on his way to the Queensland Reds next year, so you never know.
So with a heavy heart, I'd imagine, as well, Brett.
Yeah, exactly. So he'd be wanting to repay Gungahlin for everything they've given him over the years, as Walker's conversion is good. Flags are up there. And so the Eagles jump out to a 12-3 lead here. I reckon we've got 4 or 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, just over 5 by the clock, Brett. So still time here.
Restart has gone into touch from Jamie Bodman. The Eagles have just let it bounce, and it's gone into touch.
So funny. Ben Johnson kicks the touch. Bodman takes the drop-offs. Rolando kicks goals.
Well, I'm sure
McMahon marshals the forwards.
I'm sure Jamie Bodman restarting is a new thing. I'm sure that wasn't the case the game I did here earlier in the year. But anyway, we're underway again here now. Atkins goes wide to Walker. A little chip over the top. Eyes off a little bit of space. Johnson might have knocked this on. Rolando and Johnson just found themselves looking at each other and not that ball. A little bit of miscommunication there between the scrum half and his captain. And there's a few...
One of those ugly ones to deal with for Ben Johnson, but again, just uncharacteristic errors from BJ on that left-hand side.
Both looking at each other saying, that was yours, mate. So I think there's a bit of frustration out there for Royals. Things haven't been going their way completely today.
Well, we said, Brett, didn't we, when we said they cannot keep giving away opportunities because they will come back to pay, and we're seeing it now with the energy that the Eagles have and the 50-50 balls just going their way, and another opportunity now with Spate lingering just behind the scrum.
Directly behind the scrum there. Might just peel into shot here, perhaps with this scrum feed. Atkins feeds. Eagles scrum is a good one. Royals have scrummed very well, though, in counter. Though Walker is there. He's got Spate behind him. Doesn't use him. Atkins comes wide to Hawke. Got Luke Duffy with him. Leave Tristan Stanley there in support as well. This is JP Fanukatau with a big carry. Atkins finds Ray Dobson in centre field. Looking for quick ball, but Royals have got this. Connell McInerney is there. He's done a great job on the ball, just making sure that Ray Dobson couldn't get it back. And that's a good reply.
He's keeping a very high standard, James Morris, at the breakdown, particularly in that clearing through the side.
Yep.
But good pressure from Conor McInerney to force the error.
Both teams are looking for quick ball, and you're right, James Morris is letting them have it. He's doing a really, really good job of making sure that the breakdown is a proper open contest. He's rewarding good defence.
I love that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a thing where everything's about attacking football these days. I like to see it, the defensive acumen being rewarded there, particularly from McInerney. And Connor Smith's been everywhere. I know we haven't mentioned his name since that second penalty, but he's been absolutely everywhere.
It's been great. McInerney throws in, taken well at the back. Rolando goes wide to McMahon, finds Bodman, doesn't use Swain. He's in a bit of trouble here, Jamie Bodman. Does well to go to ground, picks up and goes himself, finds another metre. Rolando comes to the grandstand side, finds McInerney.
Got a bit of an issue, Gungahlin, if they can go right here.
Rolando is looking to come to the grandstand side. Fiancione Mao is taken heavily there by Tamati Ioane, but finds another 3 metres post contact. Rolando goes short to McInerney. Great tackle there, Levi Short. Royals just stepping up the intensity here as well. Singh taken in midfield there by Ali Nahi. Forcing the ball backwards here. Hugh Cowan gets the ball away to McMahon. Gets one over the top to Connor Smith. Finds a few metres out on that left-hand wing. This is Cowan, taken well. Gets an offload away, but Kotluski's dropped that one. Eagles have this. Hansen gets a kick downfield, just eyes off open space. Gets the ball down there. Lets it do its job, and Ben Johnson just is happy to see it into touch. And good work from Mac Hansen to get down there and just ensure that Ben Johnson can't take that line out quickly.
Yeah, supervision from Hansen, just gave himself an extra second stepping inside.
Yep.
Saw the real estate, found it.
Yeah, just a good kick off one step
yeah,
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You see a number of occasions if Royals can just get a little bit quicker ball. They need to clean up. It seems like they need to clean up the carry there, Brett, and get to deck a little bit faster.
Taken well at the top here by Hugh Cowan. McMahon comes wide through Johnson. Gets a better kick away this time. He's turned Mac Hansen around. He's run back the flight of the ball. Isaac Walker's there as well. Walker will pick this one up. He's got a bit of time to put this one up here in the grandstands. Just held up in a bit of breeze there. It hasn't found touch in the end. Does after the bounce. First real sign of the ball being held up in the wind here, but the Eagles will be used to running into strong winds, having run into a northeasterly monster at Nichols for most of the year.
You get a feeling that both sides won't mind half-time here.
No, I agree with you. I mightn't mind half-time myself. This has been a cracking pace in this game. Cowan's lost this one at the top of the line out, taken well there on the ground by Tane Atkins. The Eagles number 7. Feels like this has been a half of two halves this first half. It was all the Eagles in this last 20 minutes. As now Ali Nahi sets up another attacking raid for the Eagles. Joel Atkins goes short side through Hawke.
Numbers.
Goes with Mac Hansen. He's got Henry Spate. He's outside. Finds Spate, who came on the inside in the end. He does well. The Gungahlin Eagles winger would carry there from Nick Dobson. Brought down just short of the 22. Hansen, what can he do here? Finds Matt Hawke, who takes this tackle from Rory Scott.
Score here would be crucial, Brett.
Absolutely. They'd love this now. The Eagles, Royals, by the same time, will be thinking if we can hold on here, we might have escaped pretty well considering they haven't done anything. That Royals have done superbly well to hold the ball up. Sammy von Blankensee did well to hold the tackler up. He ripped the ball free, but he's penalised in the end for not releasing, I suppose, is what the call
Yeah,
was
and
there.
Mac Hansen did amazingly well to just get his knees to deck right before Von Blackensee ripped that ball out.
And so Isaac Walker is going to have a shot at goal now, and with, I'd imagine, less than a minute to go to half-time, that's probably not a bad call.
Again, fantastic captaincy there from Alex Small. Sensing the moment, sensing the energy levels in his side. Absolutely, take the 3 here.
I said it before that it feels like it's been a half of two halves. The first 20 minutes were all Royals in attack, and since then we've been looking to the northern end of Phillip Oval here. It's certainly been here in the sunny half of the field. So Walker will look to put the Eagles up 15-3, I beg your pardon, going into the break. Walker, 25 out. And he's hit that beautifully. It's straight between the middle. 15-3 the score here at Phillip Oval in the Hahn Superdry match of the round.
We don't want to put any mockers on anything, but it has a similar feel to how Vikings came in here a couple of rounds back when
Yeah.
Royals had a really hot start, then Vikings just started to turn the screw. And if they're not careful here, Royals, this game can get away from them. They've got to get back to what was working early on.
It was big wins last week to Gungahlin. Royals had a big win themselves. 71-14 over East. Gungahlin got up 47-12 over West. So we certainly know the big teams, the top teams, they can put points on. This kick from Walker has gone a long way in the air again. And there's a penalty to Royals in the end. Offside is the call. Royals have to find some points here before half time.
Absolutely.
Think, mate.
It's a big little moment for Royals if they can capitalise, because that's a penalty from nothing. You get the good kick now from Johnson, which is an excellent kick.
It is a great kick.
From BJ.
It's a great kick. He's found touch. I'm going to call it 8 metres out from the Eagles' line.
Jeez, that could be so important now, Brett, given that was out there. If anything, it was the Eagles that were looking to pile on some late points here. Now, with that big, strong Royals pack, massive moment now. They can get the line out right.
Royals taken well there at the top by Von Blankensee. Can't get their line out drive going. They're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. This is Sione Mao with his turn. And he finds a good couple of metres there. Ball spilled out, though, for the Eagles. And Joel Atkins is just going to put this into touch at the back end of that. And James Morris says that will do us. An absolutely magnificent first half here. The Hahn Superdry match of the round. Gungahlin 15, leading Royals 3 here at half-time. We're going to keep going here, Ryan, because frankly,
plenty to talk about.
Yeah, exactly right. We're going to be joined here at the back of the commentary box by Luke Kimber, if he can work his way towards us. Now tell us, mate, as you edge you a bit closer towards us, what actually have you done? You're getting around in the moon boot, you're struggling up the stairs here in crutches.
Yeah.
What actually have you done in the end against East last week?
Did a syndesmosis on the right ankle and then broke the fibula as well. So had surgery on Monday, but apparently everything went well, so yeah.
Oh, very good. But we can fairly safely assume that's you done for the year.
Yeah, that's me. Our doctor was had seen a couple of rugby boys that day on Saturday, but he said it was probably one of the worst ones he saw. So yeah, so definitely out for the season.
Which is, Ryan, what you love hearing from a doctor. I've never seen something like that before.
Yeah, you always want to know that they've been slightly confused by your injury, but no, great to hear everything went well, mate, and great to see Connor Smith going really well out there.
Yeah, for
wearing
sure.
7.
Yeah, he got on a pill off a scrum. He's getting around the park. He's had a couple of runs on that far side down the edge there. He's a great link player and he's got a big engine. So yeah, he's definitely capable. Just got to back it up.
It's a young back row unit from Royals here today. Rory Scott we've seen plenty of this year. Connor Smith, Max Singh, a couple of young flankers as well.
Yeah.
They're coming through the ranks?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Rory Scott's been bloody brilliant for us all year. Max is such a physical and good number 6. He's come back down from Queensland. He went to Canberra Grammar here in Canberra, but so he's come back to us, which is good. He's been playing really, really well. He's bounced kind of between 1s and 2s, and then Connor started the year at Colts and went to 2s, and now he's in 1s, and he's earned every step of the way for sure.
He's doing really well. What's been the focus from Southie this week? It was a big win last week over East, but you know you've got Tuggeranong next week. Yeah. You know you'll play finals after that, so you'd be gearing up. Yeah,
it's funny. Southie's been talking. He's been saying for 3 weeks now. It's finals footy time. You know, it's like ever since our bye, he's like we've got to start playing finals footy. We've got 4 games into them. And, can't relax. We just got to get the mentality that we've got to be willing to defend for 80 minutes and play for 80 minutes, and it's going to be won and lost in those tight situations. So, yeah. Playing
Gungahlin and Tuggeranong in consecutive weeks going into the finals is probably no better way to work in for the finals then.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's up. I mean, some would see it as a negative trying to run into, the big hitters going into the finals. Well, I think it's probably going to be a positive. I mean, it'll set us up well, and again, we're obviously going to face them coming into the final, so we may as well play them again and see how we go.
Big 40 left here. Kind of just saying to Brett there before, has a similar feeling to that game against Vikings here. You'd have to say that was a tough all day at the office for Royals. Kind of similar insofar as very dominant to start the game and then let Vikings just slowly creep into the game. What'll be the focus coming out in this half? Look to, I suppose, get those leaders, getting the boys moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think the biggest thing is like the Gungahlins have brought their physicality for sure in this first half. They're putting in some big hits and getting around the park well. I think for us it's obviously the old adverb that you got to work smarter, not harder. And I think if we get the ball to our attacking weapons, we got a big chance. And just defensively, I think just starting to fall off tackles, getting quite passive in some of our tackles. So we just need to man up and just put some good hits on, and the boys will get around it.
What's for your own self, mate, what's the plan now for the next couple of weeks? Oh, it's great to see you down here. I think it would have been very tough to come down here and watch the boys, but are you going to try and make sure you're still around and lend your voice where you can? Or?
Yeah, Southie's asked me to come down on Thursdays to training just for the start for an hour or so and just say whatever I can to, like you said, the back row is quite young, so just say whatever I can to help them out. I mean, I'm no whiz king, just say whatever I can.
Well, you're a bronze medalist at the ACT Schools Championships now, mate. How was that experience?
Yeah, that was really good actually. The coaching experience with Ben Hine and Nick Jones and Dan Hawke. We went down and came away with third. Had a tough loss against New South Wales 1, unfortunately, but I think we had definitely had a great team for that.
And down the pipeline, I hear there's rumours you might be getting into the podcast game. Or any truth to those rumours, mate?
Yeah, there's news to come, I think, from you, Ryan. But I think, we'll see if we might pop up on one or two here or there. I don't know, say something silly, probably.
I find that very hard to believe. Thanks for joining us at halftime. It's been great to talk to you, and best of luck for the second half.
No worries, thank you.
That's Luke Kimber, the injured Royals.
One of the greats there, Luke Kimber.
One of the greats, genuinely good guy in this game, and he's impressed with how this young Royals back row unit is going, Ryan. I can tell you some in-progress scores from around the grounds. Queanbeyan 14 leading East 10 over at Campese. Tuggeranong 28 leading West 7 down at Viking Park. So some good rugby underway there. Queanbeyan East, that's an interesting one over there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that Vikings West fixture's very interesting for me as well, because you just kind of felt that if West, I looked down the team sheets and I thought, well, Vikings have got heaps of Brumbies, but Tom Wright and Rob Valentini can win games to themselves, and those two. So
jet lagged as all hell, but I loved his quotes in the paper this morning. He just wants to run at some of his Brumbies teammates and just build them a bit. So
that's
great.
I still expect him to be on the plane to Japan. Honestly, I honestly think that when you look at the two players that Michael Cheika sent back to club rugby this week, two youngsters, two guys that he wants to make sure they're earning everything, make sure they're getting minutes in Jack Maddox and Rob Valentini. So I think he'll have probably come back knowing that he can just enjoy it, go play footy.
And it's great to see them making sure they're getting game time.
Absolutely.
More than anything. So
100%.
That's great to see. Should mention down at Viking Park, Nola Alessio, Vunipola Fafita, Darcy Swain, Ryan Lonigan, Lachlan Lonigan, Len Ikitau in action for the Vikings, Tom Wright and Rob Valentini for West. And over at Queanbeyan, Nick Frost and Matt Lucas running around for the Whites with Tony Pulu and Blake Eneva with the Tricolours jersey on as well.
Looking forward to seeing. I'm going to imagine there might be some Tony Pulu highlights later on. I can only guess so, because a guy with that kind of speed and footwork playing in John O'Dent, you can just imagine what might happen down there.
But Campese, couldn't he, as Gungahlin come back onto Phillip Oval here. Brett McKay and Ryan Murphy with you at Phillip Oval, about to get the second half of the Hahn Super Dry match of the round underway. It's Gungahlin 15 leading home side Royals 3. Pedro Rolando got us underway with a penalty early on for Royals. That was 3-0. It's been all Gungahlin since then. Tries to Mac Hansen and to Henry Spate as well. And a conversion and a penalty to Isaac Walker. It's been an absolutely fascinating first half.
Prepare for some rugby cliches here, Brett, but next 10 is going to be very, very important. And it honestly is, because
it's a cliche for a reason, but you're absolutely spot on.
Then you can just feel that if Royals can start quick here.
Can indeed. So Bodman gets us underway, and it's taken well there by Levi Shaw, and he's brought down straight away by Connor Smith. Young flanker for Royals. Tamati Ioane with a big carry, bumps off Connell McInerney. And the Brumbies hooker has to reset and go again, as he will do for the rest of the afternoon, no doubt about it. Atkins goes wide and finds Isaac Walker, who finds Mac Hansen up in the front line, steps his way past the first defender. He brought down, goes again, and he's penalised for it. Just still had a hand on him, did Royals. Mac Hansen penalised. And so Royals a chance to get themselves into attacking territory to start this second half. Ben Johnson will be looking for a big, deep kick here.
Perfect opportunity for Royals.
Absolutely. Johnson's kick is a good one. Touch finder is, it's not as good as I thought it was, I've got to say. Touch here on the far side has brought us right on the 22. You can see the double lines there. He's standing on the 22. The slightly brighter line is the rugby league 20-metre line. It's caught me out a couple of times.
I've been stitched up by those lines as a player here before. You don't know where you are.
It's got me today. Don't worry about playing. Royals now on attack through McMahon. They go short. Oh, Tamati Ioane was up on Max Singh and he's absolutely barreled him, the young flanker. He gets up though, the Royals number 6. Muirhead's into space here now. Andy Muirhead's going to get through. And Andy Muirhead will score for Royals.
Huge.
Absolutely huge.
Huge moment and almost a carbon copy of Mac Hansen's try in the first half. Brumbies fullback just found the space and found Ray Dobson lingering there on that left edge defence. Again, when you put a fullback of his calibre up against a front row in open field, there's only going to be one winner. But how about the strength from Andy Muirhead to just get through that last defender?
Bump through that first tackle to put himself into the space, and
we've got a game now.
Going. Oh, haven't we got a game?
For this game.
15-8, kick to come. Pedro Rolando has been kicking pretty well this year. And I mean, if you rocked up to Phillip Oval and paid you $5 today,
seriously,
you would have thought, well, it'd be good if Henry Spate did something. It'd be good if Andy Muirhead did something. Well, there you go. Hansen, Spate, Muirhead the tries.
I spoke to a few guys on the Eagles side of things before the game, and they said with the quality that's out there that Andy Muirhead was the one that they thought if they could keep him quiet, that it would be very, very crucial to their game. And we saw in the first half he really didn't do much. Straight away, second half, gets half an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Great finish.
Yeah, played his way into this game, Andy Muirhead. Orlando's conversion from the 22 has gone to the left of the uprights by the looks of that.
Twilight zone.
There we go.
You do not see Pedro Rolando miss those.
Certainly not, and not exactly from a long way out. It was probably 10 metres to the right-hand side of the uprights, but nevertheless, score remains 15 points to 8 in the Hahn Superdry match of the round as Walker gets us underway again for the Eagles. It's come down just inside the Royals' territory. Ball's gone loose here. Great restart from the Eagles. They've got this ball back straight away, and now we see what they can do.
Marco Caputo won't thank me for this, but there's a specific style the Eagles seem to use on their drop-offs where they just launch people at that ball and hope for a bit of chaos there, and it paid off once again. Alex Small, Matt Hawke just got up, and they're not. It's not that they're trying to take the man, but they're really trying to get into a little bit of space there and make Royals make the error. And it's interesting to see once or twice it's already worked in this game. And that defensive pressure we talked about, Brett.
We did. We absolutely did. The Eagles just finding a way to get through. So scrum centre field. It's about 32, 33 metres out from the Royals line. Joel Atkins feeds. It's a great scrum from Royals. Comes down on the loose side. Sione Mao. And James Morris says we might have that one again. Boys, Royals won the hit there, Ryan. Absolutely had that going forward, and
they're always going to, Brett.
Yeah,
with the just sheer size of that prop duo, you're always gonna concede that as a front row. So from a Royals perspective, they want to get that hit, earn the shape, and then just not move.
And that was what I was going to say. Nick Dobson's done well to sort of to quickly reset.
From an Eagles perspective, what you want to do is understand, okay, we might lose that, but use it to our advantage. Yeah, right. So if they want to go quick, that's fine. Let them go outside you, let them go inside you, stay square and keep composed, and then you'll get it on the secondary drive.
They've done it again here, Royals, but they've gone a bit early. So it's a short arm to the Eagles, and they go quick tap here through Ali Nahi. Mac Hansen got them going as well. This is Fanukatau. Finds a couple of metres, puts them back onto attack. This is Nick Dobson, runs into his opposite number, Sione Mao, in centre field. About 30 out here, the Eagles, not getting past this Royals line. Hansen puts a little kick in over the top. A bit of vacant space back there. Ball does go into touch. Ben Johnson does well there in front of Henry Spate. Goes quickly now, Johnson. Muirhead, he's in a bit of trouble. Shape to kick, gets a ball away to Pedro Orlando. He gets a kick downfield. If this runs, this is a wonderful touch finder from Pedro Orlando. Mac Hansen goes to himself quickly. But it's not allowed to go.
Been touched by someone in the crowd there, I
right,
think.
yeah, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
Jeez, that was brave from Ben Johnson.
It was brave from Andy Muirhead as well. But then Pedro Orlando, to his credit,
Oh, the kick,
has just looked up
Incredible.
and kicked off one step, and he gets Royals downfield to the tune of about 60 metres in the end. Alex Small throws in 30 metres out, taken well there by Levi Shaw. They go wide through Walker. He finds Tamati Ioane in centre field. The Eagles, number 8. You don't find him out in the wings much, but you do find him in the centre channels doing the job. And Connell McInerney wins the penalty for Royals. And is the tide just turning a bit here, Ryan?
Definitely is. And what you're seeing is Royals doing the things that make them Royals, doing just defensive shape, togetherness, well coached, targeting the ball, 3 points.
Pedro Orlando says,
It's what they do. It's what they do, and they do it so well.
Yeah. They're it's taken them 45 minutes, but they're into their pattern of the game.
Well, you just kind of felt if they'd have done this early doors, they wouldn't have got themselves in the hole, because they started this way. They just didn't execute to the point that they earned the penalties to kick the goals.
A couple of those early passes down hand.
100%. It could be a totally different game, but
absolutely.
The composure, Brett, to not lose your shape and keep going and doing the things, really impressive.
Real sliding doors moment. Pedro Orlando's penalty is good from 30 out. Brings the margin back to 4 points. 15-11.
Just look at the body.
Gungahlin leading.
Just look at the body language, the difference there after that penalty. Eagles slow to get back to halfway. Royals practically
really
sprinting
back, didn't they? Yeah. It's a really good point you make. Walker, little chip kick restart. Bodman's done superbly well there. And there's going to be a penalty here. I wonder about this. I do wonder about this. Matt Hawke has got up quick, but he's actually the one that's come down awkwardly, and Bodman has just landed on top of him.
Yeah,
I suppose he's taken Bodman's weight out from underneath him. So
for mine, someone out there has had a chat, because that's what we talked about the last one, and I think if you're going to go that aggressively to challenge the ball, these things might happen. So good decision for mine.
Matt Hawke got up and walked away from that, sort of shaking a few things off, walking away like the man's wondering why he puts himself in that position so often.
Mate, he is the hardest player in this competition. I would back him in a one-on-one versus anyone.
I love the way he throws himself in
the injuries he's played with that he'd never want anyone to know about, but some of the injuries he's played with this year, just fathom the brain. So
have done well off the top here. McMahon goes wide. Inside ball. McMahon is belted by Henry Spate, and we're going to come back for a penalty here. And there's a little bit going on here. James Morris has blown time off already. And this game is really spicing up here now. Both sets of forwards having plenty of words to each other. Henry Spate got through on Craig McMahon, absolutely barreled him. And so what's James Morris going to do here? Calling Henry Spate out. And now Alex Small is turning this around, and he's wanting James Morris to have a word with Royals.
Again, excellent captaincy from Alex Small.
Yeah.
Turn it back around.
I've got to say, I'm a little bit surprised Henry Spate stayed on. I thought for sure that was going to be a yellow card the way James Morris stopped that.
Well, only for the fact that it seemed that he made his mind up pretty early.
Yeah.
That it wasn't necessarily a timing issue. But just shows you.
Johnson's kick for the line. It's just off the instep again. Ben Johnson.
He might be in Wallaby contention, Henry Spate, but it doesn't mean this means any less.
No, this is true. This is very true. So McInerney will step up with a line-out throw on the Gungahlin 22. Just looking for a ball now. I think that touch finder of Ben Johnson might have ended up on the roof of the change room block here. I know there it is. 15 points to 11. The Eagles leading Royals. Taken well by Cowan at the back again. McInerney's at the back here. Gives it off to Rolando. They go wide through Johnson, who's brought down by Henry Spate. And all of a sudden
They might have got him angry, Brett.
got a bit in his game. All of a sudden, Henry Spate. The Eagles have counter-rucked here and they've turned it. Great work here from Gungahlin. Joel Atkins digging away, trying to get his hands on this ball. Box kick. He's got plenty of time on it. Craig McMahon is back there. Ball gets away from him. It's the pass to Andy Muirhead, who tries to launch an old-school torp, and that's gone off the outside of his boot. Well, the Royals back three. They've got kicking issues today, and the ruling is that it's been taken. Of course, it was taken back into the 22 as well.
Off Craig McMahon,
Craig McMahon, yeah. Good call there on the far side. So Gungahlin now attacking opportunity here through their line out.
Henry Spade's just changed the psychic energy of that game with that tackle in midfield.
Overthrow again from Alex Small. The Eagles line out. It's just been a little bit off in this department today. Royals have an opportunity, but the Eagles win a penalty.
I'm saying everything seemed to be going Royals' way until that moment. Henry Spate checked himself into midfield to make a big tackle off, giving away the penalty, and it's all just lifted Eagles' way there. And like you said, Brett, the line definitely a little bit shaky today, but the breakdown's been excellent from Eagles.
It was Nick Dobson, the Eagles tight head, won that penalty.
Well, they've got
not a bad
players,
result considering where they were.
100%. They've got players across the 15 that can target the ball. It's such an asset for a side to have, because I think in this day and age, Brett, if someone's not good at it, a lot of coaches tell players to stay away from the breakdown, but they've got heaps that can really target it. So line-out's got to be good from an Eagles point of view.
Eagles line out, 10 out. Two distinctive pods here for the Eagles. They go to the middle, taken well there by Stanley. They get the line-out drive going well and going forward. Royals have done well to stop it, though. Ball's at the back here for Atkins. Comes wide through Walker. Goes inside to Ali Nahi, who bumps off the first and keeps going. Brought down about 7 short. Walker has this. Goes inside to Hanson. Steps off his right into traffic. Brought down heavily there by Max Singh. Atkins goes to the far side through Ioane, who again bumps off the first tackler. He's done that every time today, I reckon, Tamati Ioane.
Eagles have to be patient here now. Have to be patient.
Dobson goes to pick and drive. 9 out. This is Nahi. Runs straight at Bodman, who brought him down well. Atkins keeps coming short side here through Shaw. He's hit well there by Johnson and McMahon. Tamati Ioane running straight back into traffic. There's a loose boot there. Still going here, the Eagles. They're having to do it the old-fashioned way. Royals' defence is well and truly up to this, though.
Ioane's going for his boot. They need him to carry.
They really do. Tamati Ioane from this range could be anything, but they're doing it without him at the moment. Stanley picks up. He's a metre or two short as well. They try and push this over the Eagles. Royals hit back in kind.
Much better patience here from Eagles.
Atkins is at the bottom of that ruck. Oh, there he is though now. I beg your pardon. Goes wide. Great hit there on Ali Nahi. Royals' midfield defence is strong at the moment.
Singh and Smith, excellent that time there.
Dobson with his hands on the ball here. Just good for another metre or two. They're doing it patiently here, Eagles. They're very close. Ball's at the back. Tamati Ioane is there. Who's going to pick up? They go to the post. That could be awfully close, the Eagles. Matt Hawke has this. Gives it to Ali Nahi. He's forced back a metre or two. Great work there from Connell McInerney. Really having to work hard here, Gungahlin.
Incredible defence from Royals. Once again.
Pick and drive again to the post. Again, brought down too short. That must be 8 or 9 phases right in front of that. Right hand upright. It's a penalty here to the Eagles, though. Royals caught offside.
Eyes on Henry Spate here.
Spate goes quick. Spate goes quick. He's brought down a metre short. The Eagles in a
try.
It's a try to the Eagles. It is. Great work here. There's a little bit going on around the goal post there. Alex Small and Kotluski, I think it is.
Well, Nick Dobson came up with the ball, Brett, so he might get the credit.
He'll absolutely take the credit, I'm sure. But it's an important score for Gungahlin. puts them ahead 20 points to 11. And for everything they've shown us in attack, there was a good period, extended period of play there where they just had to do it the old-fashioned way.
Well, it was the first time I think either side really held their nerve in that red zone attacking area. So it's if you're a Royals fan right now, you're thinking that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Because Eagles get that score and they're just building now.
That's it. Isaac Walker is waiting for his conversion. He hits it between the posts, and score pops out to 22 points to 11. In favour of the Eagles here at Phillip Hahn's Superdry. Match of the round has been an absolute beauty.
Still so much time here for Royals.
Yeah, and look, they're down by 11, but they're certainly not 11
Here we go.
point worse. And here's Spate from the restart. In a bit of space, Henry Spate gets it off right away to Ray Dobson. Ray Dobson bumps off a tackler, and the Eagles, they're deep on attack here now. Atkins goes wide, finds Levi Shaw, who busts through a tackle, gets it offload to Finucane Tau. The Eagles, they are piling it on here now. Ball's come away from Royals through Johnson. They're going to come back for a high tackle for Gungahlin. Both sets of supporters getting into this game.
Henry Spate. Oh my word.
Hasn't he had an impact?
Oh, so his eyes lit up. Saw the space. Great footwork. Great footwork from Levi Shaw too. And Ray Dobson as well, as a loose head prop, being first to react there as well.
The offload from Spate.
That's the Gungahlin that's top of the table in 2019.
Yeah.
When they're moving the right way, they just come at you in waves, and they just seem to feed off each other's energy. And no bigger energy on this field than Henry Spate right now.
No.
Since that penalty, he has piled himself into absolutely everything.
He's just wanting to repay his teammates however he can do it at the moment, and he's doing it through metres. There's a good touch finder from Isaac Walker. Not quite to the 5 metre line, but if they can get their line-out drive going, it probably will be pretty soon. And the line-out drive is good. Royals have done well to repel it, though.
They've done well all day.
Yeah, they're going to force Atkins to pull this out. Goes wide here through Walker. He's got Spate with him. He takes this. Ball spills loose, though. Royals have it through Rolando. He'll kick downfield. Hansen has to get back and clean this up. Will it find touch over there? Hansen has plenty of space. Comes infield. Does enough to get a bit of space. Kicks across his body, but this ball's going to go deep, I'm sure. Johnson lets it go
huge.
Deep. And now we have another one of those little moments in the game.
It was really good defence on Ali Nahi there. He was slightly isolated, and they really targeted that ball very well, Royals. Pedro Rolando. And
Spate was looking for the inside. He was looking for the offload,
honestly,
so he wasn't looking to clean out.
If they might have bumped it in behind him, he could have been in for a double, Henry Spate. But, Matt Hansen just fluffing his lines there slightly.
Probably had the right idea. He got infield to give himself space, but
almost over-eager.
Yeah, just didn't bend it around his body enough.
Thought the pressure was really good, though, from the Royals chasing pack there from that Rolando kick. Given they just defended, really excellent energy levels there to get up, particularly from Rory Scott, denying Matt Hansen the ability to counter-attack on that right-hand side. Hasn't had a lot of big involvements, Rory Scott, but that's something that you love to see from a young back row. Busting his gut to get up to put Hansen under a little bit more pressure now. Scrum's got to be right for Royals. They've had the better of these exchanges.
Rolando feeds. Ball comes out through Lincoln Smith.
Just like
Royals
to see.
Looking to get themselves on attack. Here is Rory Scott. Can he get an offload away? He's brought down by Tane Atkins. Rolando comes short side to Muirhead. Brought down by his Brumbies teammate, Henry Spate. At 30 out they are now. They go wide through Connor Smith. McMahon finds McInerney, throws a great ball to Max Singh. Eagles' defence is up to this at the moment, but Royals win a penalty. Rolando goes quick, trying to catch the Eagles offside. He's got no one with him, though, at the moment. He's got Lincoln Smith on his outside, finds the right winger, Smith. He keeps going here, Lincoln Smith. He's brought down 10 short. Rolando comes back to the grandstand side through McMahon. Finds Jason Swain. Puts a little kick ahead here for Andy Muirhead.
No.
He wants to turn Henry Spate around. Spate's going to get there. Oh, this is going to be awfully close.
Seemed like it just drifted out.
Just got it dead in goal. Did Henry Spate. I'm not sure that Henry knew that Andy Muirhead was there.
Well, I'm staring at it the right way, Brett, and I didn't know Andy was there, to be honest, when Swain put the kick in. Seemed like the wrong option from the centre, but it was an excellent kick in the end.
It did. I just swung around behind our camera, and all of a sudden Andy Muirhead was there. It was a great kick in the end from Jason Swain.
From mine, though, Brett, that ball's got to stay in hand. When you really need a score, that ball's got to stay in hand.
Yeah, the Eagles won't mind of this. They've gone deep here through Walker. Lincoln Smith has to bring this back towards halfway. Does now. Brought down there. He's done well. He's bounced about 7 or 8 metres after contact. This is Von Blankensee, the big lock. Does well. Finds the 10-metre line for the Royals. Gungahlin trying to counter-ruck here. And there's a penalty, not releasing.
Yeah,
it's against Tane Atkins.
Probably the right call there from James Morris there. Just didn't release.
Ben Johnson running in to take this kick. And this is an important kick for Ben Johnson. He hasn't had the best day kicking out of hand today. He's got to get this one right. Interesting
to see from Royals' perspective, Brett. A few of their kind of big headline names starting to have bigger involvements. Lincoln Smith in the last 5 minutes. To see that kick just drift right to where he wanted to go from Ben Johnson. That's a cracker.
That's his best kick of the day.
Corey Toole joining the fray for the Gungahlin Eagles.
Okay, young winger.
You imagine that might be for Henry Spade, but Luke Duffy just drifting off.
Spates. Yeah, Luke Duffy's gone off the far side. Henry Spate might be switching, is he?
I imagine he's just told someone, I want to be in first phase defence here.
Yeah. So that's Connor Toole in 22, is it?
That's Corey Toole. Yeah,
Corey Toole in 22, so beg your pardon. Von Blankensee has this now for Royals.
Good transfer.
Yeah, Eagles have done well here. It's still going. Royals. McInerney's got this, I think. McInerney might be there for Royals. No, held up.
Yeah, the call came from the crowd there to award it, but
yes.
I don't think he had any side of the ball there. But the transfer, Brett, was excellent from Royals.
Got it going so quick.
Absolutely. Just changing the point of the contact of the maul. Catching Eagles off guard there. Good scramble defence, though, from Gungahlin.
Yeah, they've done really well. Really well. There's Luke Duffy getting the applause of the Gungahlin supporters. So Corey Toole on in 22.
Henry Spade seems to be man-marking Ben Johnson wherever he goes. Stepped in at first receiver off that maul when Johnson was just hovering in behind now.
He's being tagged, Ben Johnson.
Absolutely. Spade, one of a few players in this competition that can probably handle Ben Johnson.
Certainly true. Why don't we reset here? How are we going time-wise, mate? We're about 20, 25 to go?
Tell you now.
I have to admit, it's we have to guess at time at the best of times here at Phillip Oval, but I've been all out over the place here today. It's
still time left to go by the clock here. Just under 20.
Yeah. It's going to be an intriguing final 20 minutes.
Enough time. Brett. Enough time for absolutely anything to happen.
Royals score here, and we will have the proverbial grandstand finish at Phillip Oval in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Gungahlin 22, leading Royals 22, leading Royals 11. Johnson has this for Royals, edging his way toward the uprights is the Royals captain.
Penalty coming as well, free shot.
Penalty advantage yet. Rolando looking for runners here now. Big shot there on Kotluski, I think it was.
Lincoln Smith is unmarked out wide here if they can go.
Rolando goes himself, gets an offload away to Rory Scott. Can the young number 8 get there? Can he get there? Rory Scott, no.
Held up again.
Back to the penalty. You know,
have to be thinking scrum here.
Well, I wonder if Johnson will put in the corner. I wonder if their line out transfer, that line out ball was so good last time.
Back themselves.
Connell McInerney has just... No, they are going scrum.
Yeah, I just thought Kaczewski
good call, mate.
was just starting, just because of that last one where Kaczewski had perhaps just broken the seal on that Gungahlin loose head side there on Dobson. And we talk a lot about front rows when we talk about scrums.
You talk a lot about front rows, mate.
Yeah, like I said, this thing is a distraction from the real. But yeah, when you've got two guys, when you've got Sam Van Blackensee behind you, it's all the difference.
Yeah.
And it's something that doesn't get mentioned enough, but it's an all-out shove there from Royals.
You can see the big number 4. He stands head and shoulders above. Hugh Cowan is not a short man.
No.
The Royals number 5 there in the middle of his shot. But
when scrums don't matter to
Van
rugby, I'll stop talking about them. Time and again, these little moments decide games.
I don't think scrums are going anywhere in the game of rugby, thankfully. And I say that even as someone
a small tier.
Someone who fed a few in my life. It's just 16 blokes just arguing with each other. Rolando feeds this Royals scrum. It's going forward, and it's a penalty.
Free shot.
Advantage for Royals. McMahon goes wide through Swain. Gets the ball over the top to Muirhead. Muirhead gets a great ball away to Lincoln Smith to score in the corner. Oh, and haven't we got a game in our hands now?
Absolutely. What about the gather from Andy Muirhead?
Oh, that
seemed he was about to drop it, and the presence of mind to get the offload away to Smith. Gungahlin trusting their interior defence there. Jason Swain.
Hasn't he been great today?
Absolutely. He just went on absolute right angles there, stepped right, caught the Eagles' defence narrow, got the ball out to Muirhead, and the offload was superb. Game on.
Andy Muirhead has done so superbly well. If you're catching this on a replay, live or later, to catch that ball, regather, and get an offload away, all whilst falling over. That's
ridiculous. And it's funny, I think Andy Muirhead's a guy that probably had a frustrating season at the top level this year, but he's going to be...
Didn't do a lot wrong for the Brumbies.
No, that's it.
He's just didn't get a lot of game time.
So many options.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's going to have a big career ahead of him, no doubt. And
Rolando's conversion is low, and it's straight. It's straight between the posts. Pedro Rolando converts. Lincoln Smith's try. 22 points to 18. The score now in favour of the Eagles in the Hard Superdry match of the round. And I need to thank our competition partners at this brief break in play. Griffin Legal, the John O. Dent Cup's naming rights sponsor. Hard Superdry bringing us the match of the round. And we thank Rourke Projects, True Fit and Hill, PTP, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, as the Eagles get away and they've just lost it. Ball's into touch, and we do thank Poplars as well. You're watching the Hard Superdry match of the round between Royals and Gungahlin on Brumbies Rugby's live streaming partner, Bar TV Sports. Brett McKay with you, Ryan Murphy alongside me. It has been an absolutely fantastic afternoon of rugby here, Ryan.
Absolutely, and we really do have an intriguing and an amazing finish coming up here. It has come down to a number of individual moments at times today, and you do get that feeling that if someone from that Royal side can just have one big involvement, that it's setting up for a big win for them. But Gungahlin, they've shown even when they're not at their best in this game, they can turn a screw at any time. So,
and I was just going to say that if they can come away from this end of the field with some points again, be it 3, be it 5, be it 7,
might just be the telling blow.
It might just be the telling blow. Yeah.
Just saw Corey Toole was inches away, mate, from escaping down that left-hand side.
Cannot have been far away. It's a big scrum, but Royals get out of it. Good carry there to Lincoln Smith, the try scorer. Might be the try that gets Royals back into this. This is Johnson. Gets past Matt Hawke, gets a good offload away. Oh, Max Singh does superbly well there. His manhandle on the ground there by Ali Nahi. This is McInerney showing his ball-playing skills. And another metre on the ground too. Clever play from the hooker. Bodman goes wide to his centre partner Swain, who yet again busts through the first and the second tackle this time. Jason Swain, he's had a really good game, the outside centre for Royals today. Lincoln Smith it was, got the ball down. They come wide through Scott. McMahon has this. This is McInerney in centre field. Brought down there by Tamati Ioane. Rolando comes wide. McMahon finds Bodman, finds Johnson. He's got Muirhead, he's outside. Johnson again, he's brought down by Henry Spate. Ben Johnson's going to be having nightmares about Henry Spate tonight. Sione Mao now with a big carry. Gets Royals edging towards attacking territory here now from Blankensee. Big carry here from the Royals, number 4. There's a Gungahlin player down in backfield, Ryan. We'll keep an eye on him. Swain, he's tackled heavily there by his opposite number, Matt Hawke. Gungahlin down one there in their defensive line at the moment. Cowan with Von Blankensee behind him. Can hear the Royals crowd getting behind the home side here. McMahon goes wide. He shot up out there, did the Eagles. McMahon lost a step or two. Just heard a call there to use your pacemaker. I love that.
He's more craft than raw power. I think
he might have used his pace, if we're honest. McInerney now. Ball spills out the back, but Rolando's there. Shapes the kick. Doesn't. Bodman.
Excellent from Bodman.
Yeah, good little carry. Does well. They keep coming wide here. This is Sione Mao. Again, the big loose head. He's done so well. Gets quick ball every time. Rolando finds Von Blankensee. He's got Hugh Cowan behind him. Connor Smith there as well. Rolando goes to the hospital side. That pass from Andy Muirhead's forward. He's got away with it.
They need to find some shape here, Royals. They're just going up in ones.
Yep, and Gungalin's line is holding strong at the moment. McMahon looking for runners. Finds Rory Scott. Busts through the first tackle, Rory Scott. Quick ball now for Rolando. Comes wide. McMahon's there to clean up a loose ball from Sione Mao. And we're going to come back for that penalty.
Just for everyone at home, Rory Scott is a teenager.
Yeah.
And he is stepping up big style in the second half.
Muirhead goes quick here for Royals. Looking for space out wide. Johnson's in his space. The Royals captain for the corner. Gets the ball back for Lincoln Smith, but the Eagles have this. Gungahlin holding on here in defence.
Down to 13, Brett.
We've got advantage here now for Royals. And Royals have this again through Muirhead. Rolando looking for the ball now. They come wide through Bodman. Swain has this. He's hit by Fanukitau. Gets it offload away to Bodman. McMahon's there to clean up again. They've lost 20 metres. A little bit going on in midfield between the centres. Connor Smith is bundling touches. No. Rolando keeps the Blues going forward here. McInerney is hit well, but he's brought down 8 short. Rolando goes wide. Finds Johnson out the back. This is Swain. The Eagles' defence has been great so far. Muirhead. What can Andy Muirhead do? Andy Muirhead's going to score. Andy Muirhead has scored a wonderful try. And there are Gungahlin players on their feet and out on their feet everywhere now.
I can't say anything other than what a treat. What a sequence of rugby. Incredible from Gungahlin firstly, mate. Down to 13 at one point there. The defence was incredible. But for Royals to hold on to that pill, patient, build up, everything we said that they just couldn't quite do in that first half, and eventually it came. Andy Muirhead, top quality. You can't beat that. The footwork, the pace, great. Just another fantastic finish.
And Royals have the lead for the first time today. Oh no, second. They led 3-0. I beg your pardon.
It's the first time since that penalty.
Yeah, that's it. They have had to work so hard to get this lead back. And Ray Dobson is going to come from the field from the Eagles.
Oscar Cunningham onto park there at Loosehead.
I think is that Connor Jones going on there?
That's Oscar Cunningham.
That's Oscar Cunningham, beg your pardon.
Wearing 16. But that's the big ock going on into Loosehead side. Spent a season over in Ireland playing. You see the conversion from Rolando. A really important one at that as well, Brett, given the score and the time dwindling now in this game.
25 points to 22. Royals up over Gungahlin in the Hart Superdry match of the round. And I'm going to go out there and say, mate, this has been the absolute game of the year. This has been a thrill to call. It's been an absolute joy to watch.
Well, if this is what we're... Is this what's coming? 100% bring it on.
We've got a brilliant month of rugby ahead of us if this is what we're going to get. This ball has gone loose, though, from Royals. So Gungahlin, they'll get another opportunity to attack here now.
Every time we think the game is just starting to come to a natural end, we get another massive moment there. Royals not dealing with the kickoff. And now a chance. They've got to get the scrum right. Oscar Cunningham coming onto that loose head side, probably more naturally.
Big
a
test.
tight head, massive test against Ron Kaczewski there.
Prop. Big test for a young prop.
As I said, Brett, he went over to Ireland for a season and just for a bit of experience and for something new, and come back into this Eagle side, and depth, of course, being such an important part of this competition. Having a guy like that who's very well a young guy with a lot of talent coming into the side when you lose someone like Dobson. Really important, and he's holding firm there.
Done really well under plenty of pressure from the Royals pack.
Here's Toole.
This is Toole in plenty of space. Corey Toole couldn't find Mac Hansen with him. But they're about 10 out now. Ball's gone loose. Royals have won a penalty. Ben Johnson, the Royals captain, has come up with an enormous play.
Well, it took Ben Johnson realising that Corey Toole was going to score if he didn't step in there.
Yeah.
And then just the presence of mind to get back and target the ball. His mates piling in behind him.
Ben Johnson, he's had a hard time of it today.
You could see how much it meant to him there, because it's probably one of his more difficult days at the office. As we said before, it doesn't have many of them, Ben Johnson, but when it's counted most in these last 10 minutes, he's been huge for his side. That's another great kick.
Big touch finder just down in front of us as Jake Helgeson goes on. Now, you've mentioned depth before, and we haven't touched on the depth of both sides. Jake Helgeson's just gone on. This is the reigning McDougall medalist playing second grade today. It's incredible how strong Gungahlin are this year.
Absolutely. Lost his place in the side, Dent injury earlier on in the year, and everyone else was just too good. But having a guy like that to bring on with experience and leadership.
I think this is James Bundy in 17's just come on.
It is, yeah.
For Royals.
And that's Will Morrison at the back.
Goes wide here through Max Singh. Hasn't he been great today? Been so good. Yeah, Will Morrison there in 19. McInerney coming wide through Kotluski. He's got through a mountain of work, the Canadian international. Good little ball there from Muirhead. Johnson, a great pickup on the bounce. Finds 10 metres in contact. Royals looking to put their stamp on this game. McInerney, he's had a strong game for the Royals today. The Brumbies hooker. Muirhead has been fantastic with 2 tries today. Doesn't get back in the Royal blue jersey much these days, but he's had a stormer today. In the Hard Superdry match of the round, Rolando goes to McMahon.
Less than 5
Morrison,
to play.
and it's going to be a grandstand finish. Rory Scott over there on the far side. Gungahlin attack. Defence, I beg your pardon, can't pick me words, as they concede a penalty here. I was just going to say, Gungahlin's line holding really tight, but just pinged for a high tackle there with the Eagles.
Yeah, just over-eager to make something happen from nothing there. Understandable, but big moment.
Yeah. I mentioned Jake Helgeson there before, so we had Simon Anow, Connor O'Byrne, Mark Berthelo, guys who've played forwards, who've played plenty of first grade. Dan Garner, Mitch Ward as well.
Jamie Cotts.
Yeah, Jamie
Ellie
Cotts.
Sinotti.
And equally, Will Morris, Alex Veras, Michael Indra-Cosby for Royals as well. So
Sudatai.
It was a high quality second grade game. Gungahlin won it 45-15, but I don't think Royals were a 30-point worse team in second grade today.
Interesting call there from Ben Johnson to go to the corner. Given it was kickable from Rolando, would have just pushed it out to be on a penalty.
To 6, yeah,
could be true. Thinking.
But again, their line-out drive has been good.
Has been, yeah, absolutely.
So let's see how good it is.
Possibly thinking denying Gungahlin a bonus point as well.
Taken well by Von Blankensee, and again they've got a quick transfer. It's gone really quick. It's gone to ground though now. The Eagles have done well there in the end. I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Here, Rolando, he's pulling forwards out of that ruck to get them into a ball-carrying position. That was James Bundy there, his first carry for the day. Rolando, again, just looking for ball carriers. McInerney's there. Picks up and goes to Max Singh in front of the rush defence from Tamata Ioane. Rolando just eyeing off his troops. This is Bundy in a bit of space. And it's a penalty now to Gungahlin. Oh, it's a big play here in defence from the Eagles. Great work, Tane Atkins, I think it was.
Well, they've got a long way to go here, Brett, but if they can eke out a draw here, it's a massive result for Gungahlin. With the table the way it is, a draw favours them more than favours Royals for sure.
True. Yeah, Gungahlin sitting 5 points clear at the top of the table. Yeah, 3 points clear of Royals.
With a more favourable draw in the last round of action as well.
That's it. So Gungahlin into the closing minutes of this game. Time's off over there on the far side. Just
For both coaches here, Brett, talk about a game that can show you what you've got in your stocks coming into finals time, knowing that there's guys out there that are going to step up for both sides. No one is taking a backward step.
It's a shame one coach has to go away a little bit annoyed with the loss today, but they will both be deserved winners if they get it. This is Helgeson carrying strongly in midfield. And that's a pretty good carry up through the middle there as well.
Oscar Cunningham.
Yeah, he's
strong.
been good since he come on. Atkins goes wide to his brother. Great inside ball to Mac Hansen, who is buried in midfield himself. Spills out the back to Tamati Ioane from a standing start. What can he do? He's gone sideways so far. Finds 5, 6, 7 metres. Ball goes loose. Royals hoping for a knock-on. It is. And that might be one of those knock-on decisions that the home crowd wins.
It was literally like needed a ruler.
Came straight out
needed a ruler
sideways,
there just to see. Rory Scott, big involvement once again.
Connor Smith getting the pats on his back. The young Royals back row today. Max Singh, his ball carrying in the second half has been great.
Just
Connor
quietly,
Smith
absolutely
so
excellent.
good, so good in defence and around the ruck. And we haven't said Rory Scott a lot today, but he's been so important for them.
He stepped up at times in the second half when they really needed him. And if you're going to have an off day as a player of his calibre, that's what you've got to do. Just keep going, knowing it'll happen eventually.
We're going to have to come up with some suggestions for the True Fit and Hill PTP Man of the Match, mate. And I know that's going to be difficult. I think we're going to throw about 10 names up and again and just wish them all the best during the week. Scrum's gone down into the closing stages. What did you tell me there were before? About 5 minutes to go? Was that about 4 minutes ago?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're
into the last breath of this game.
If they don't kick the ball off on this phase, it'll be a couple and then done, I think, here.
Royals don't seem in any great hurry right at this point in time, so it could well be inside the last minute or two.
McMahon sitting deep behind the scrum here with Bodman and Swain lined up.
Johnson just off to the left here as well.
One is he thinking old school Gary Owen
feeds.
Here.
Ball goes back to McMahon, puts it into touch, and that answers the question of how long there is to go in this game. Royals 25 have beaten Gungahlin 22 in the Super Drive match of the round, and this has been an absolutely storming game of rugby. It's going to be enough to put Royals on top of the John Dent Cup table for this year, and doesn't that make things interesting going into the last round?
I know. What we do, it's just going to be eyes on Rugby Explorer all day long next week with Royals taking on Vikings. There could be everything up for grabs. Gungahlin will feel that they've at times maybe let one go here, given they had that pretty good lead going into the second half, but all credit. Royals absolutely earned the win here with the way they played in that period of time in that second half. They just lifted it. It was a champion's performance. They're not a team of individuals. They're a real team, and they just go again. Really, really impressed with their resilience when things weren't going their way to come back and change it.
We made mention through the back half of last year that the Royals machine just rolls on. They get into their groove and they just play their game.
Absolutely.
And it took them 45 minutes today to get into their groove, but when they were able to do it, when they were able to play the game they wanted to play, they showed it is enough to beat Gungahlin.
Well, they've got the blueprint, and I think if they follow it starts to work. When they try to overplay and do things that aren't in their nature, that's when they struggle. But in the second half, direct footy, and then get it to the ones who can make the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a bit of space. Andy Muir had 2 tries.
As both teams come from the field here now, this is great to see. 15-3, Gungahlin led at half time. And that lead was shaved when Andy Muirhead scored shortly afterwards. Nick Dobson hit back, though, for the Eagles after Pedro Orlando kicked a penalty. And that put the Eagles out to 22-11 with Isaac Walker's conversion. And then Lincoln Smith scored to bring the score back to the margin back to 6. Muirhead gets his second try to give Royals the lead late in the game. And the final score in the end, 25 points to 22. We do need to start throwing up those names for True Fit and Hill and PTP Man of the Match. The winner will be named in next weekend's edition of the Brumbies Rugby Stampede program. Who have you got, mate? Where do you want to start?
Start right at the front. Conal McInerney
Yeah.
Really, really excellent in defence and attack at times. I thought both locks were pretty good, but in that back row, Maxine, Connor Smith, fantastic all day long. But I don't think you can look, for mine anyway, past the match winner, and that's Andy Muirhead.
Yeah, it was fantastic, Andy Muirhead. Equally, Henry Spate had a hard time at the first half.
100%.
Really lifted in that second half, and he was exceptionally good. Tane Atkins, James Fanukatau around the flank.
Yeah, Tamati Ioane at times was excellent. I thought
Ray Dobson.
Ray
was
Dobson,
great up front
yeah,
as
absolutely.
Well. Yeah, Mac Hansen had a really handy touch on this game as well. So there is our standard 12 or 13 names for the True Fit.
We don't get to pick it anyway.
And
1 of 30, 1 of 30,
anyway.
whatever.
Exactly. But we'll see how that all plays out next week. Gungahlin, they head to Griffith Oval next weekend to take on East in the final round of the Griffin Legal John I Dent Cup season, while we are heading to Viking Park next Saturday, where Royals will face Tuggeranong in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. That is going to be an absolute beauty in the last round of the season. But that is us. That is a wrap from us here at Phillip. My thanks to Ryan Murphy and to your company on Bar TV Sport for the team. I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your rugby. Go the Wallabies tonight.